Hi, I'm Vera and welcome to my channel. It has come to my attention that someone else is using my videos on YouTube. I don't know anything about that channel. Thank you so much to the person who sent me the link. I checked out the page and the person has been using my videos for some time now. If you are the person operating that page and you are listening to me, please stop it. It takes a lot of time and energy to create these videos. And you can't just take them as your own. If you see any channel posting my videos, please report it. I have reported that channel for impersonation. This is my only channel for now. And if in the near future I create another channel, I will let you know. So please do me this favor, and anytime you come across any other channel posting my videos, just report that channel for me. And if you are new to my channel, hello, welcome. I tell you stories that I receive from my followers and subscribers. Stories that are in need of your advice and opinions. And so if you love real, exciting, unique stories, welcome, you are the right place. Now, if you want advice or opinions on some issues, we've got you. Just write out your story and send it to my TikTok page at vera.ish. Or click the link in my description below. Send your story to me, and when I post your story, I'm going to notify you and let you know your story is up. Also, all my stories are anonymous, by the way, so if you send me your story, no one will know it is from you. I won't mention your name. Please subscribe to this channel and like this video and turn on the notification bell so that when I post, you'll be notified immediately. Shout out to DannyGirl8182 for being the first person to comment on my last video. This is the fourth time, babe. I love you so much, babe, and thank you so much for the support. And now, without further delay, let's get right into it. Story number 1. I was dating a man we will call Henry, and it got to a time in our relationship when I started suspecting something was off. I knew there was something going on, but he always told me I think too much. I knew I should have trusted my instincts, but when I started noticing the changes and I complained, he always denied it every single time. It all started when he joined a new company a year ago, and just within months, he was promoted. At the time, I thought it was due to his hard work and favor. Soon, he moved from a single-bedroom apartment to a 3-bedroom apartment, and then he bought a car soon after that. I was very happy for him because before he got a job, he had been struggling to make ends meet, and I was the one who even rented a single-bedroom apartment for him. We've been together for 5 years at that point. We met in the university and fell in love. He is a very good-looking man, and women stopped to look at him when we walked in the streets. His looks used to make me feel insecure because he was the kind of man I knew every woman wanted. But he always assured me I was the only woman he had eyes for. I am also very beautiful, and we were the perfect couple. After his promotion, he started giving me small amounts of money, and I was happy. We started going out on dates more, and everything was great. Then one day, I happened to be in the area of his company, and I decided to go check up on him. Unfortunately, I alighted at the wrong place, and I had to walk about 3 minutes to get to his workplace. On my way, this huge car stopped beside me. The window rolled down, and an elderly man who was around 50-60 years old asked me if I wanted a lift. I smiled, shook my head, and continued walking. He didn't give up. He asked me to wait, parked his car, and walked to me. He told me I was very beautiful and that he would like to get to know me better. From his car and the way he was dressed, I knew he had money, but I was not interested. I loved my boyfriend, and I told this man I was not interested, but he kept asking for my phone number, saying he doesn't normally do this, and that there was something about me that was pulling him to me. I just wanted him to leave me alone, so I told him to give me his number and that I will call him. He gave me the number and told me to save it as Ali. I nodded and walked away. Normally, I would just delete the number, but for some reason, I saved it. I got to Henry's workplace and called him, but he didn't pick up. He knew I was coming, and I thought that maybe he was busy. I asked the receptionist about him, and she showed me his office. When I entered his office, this plus-sized woman was standing in front of his desk and leaning towards him. She was showing him something on a file. When I entered, she turned her head towards me and then back to Henry. I saw the look on Henry's face change for a second, and then he smiled and told me to sit and wait. The woman asked Henry who I was, and he hesitated for a second, scratched his throat, and told her I was his girlfriend. She turned to look at me, and she looked angry for a second, And that was when I realized that the front part of her blouse was almost exposing her full breast. Why was she leaning towards Henry while dressed like that? This rubbed me the wrong way. Henry looked at me and told me the woman was his boss. She took her file and without saying a word or looking at me again, she walked out of his office. This woman was around 40 years old. Henry did not seem very happy to see me, and after a few minutes, he told me he was busy and that I should leave. I saw him later that night and told him I was uncomfortable with the way his boss was leaning towards him, especially with the kind of blouse she was wearing. After he told her I was his girlfriend, she looked angry for a moment before she walked out. Henry told me he was not responsible for how his boss dressed and that I was overthinking things. He said she was not his type of woman. She was too old, married, and also plus-sized, which he claimed he did not like. He started getting angry, so to avoid any arguments, I stopped talking about it. Just a month after this conversation, I caught him in bed doing the doggy style with his boss. I had gone out of town for a few days and wanted to surprise him. When I walked into his apartment, I saw them together in this compromising situation. I couldn't believe my eyes, and my heart almost jumped out of my chest. As soon as I saw them, I ran out of his apartment, and he didn't even come after me. Henry called me later that night and told me he was in front of my building. Despite everything, I was so madly in love with him. I was foolish enough to still want to be with him and was ready to forgive him and move past what I had just witnessed. I told him that if he really loved me, he should quit his job and cut all contact with that woman so we could move forward. Without even thinking about it, he said he couldn't quit his job for me and that if he worried me so much, we should just break up. My heart was on fire. After 5 years together, he was ending things as if those years meant nothing. Without saying another word, he just drove away. I was in pain and I was hurt. I didn't know then that God was going to give me the perfect opportunity to pay him back and that I was going to take everything he had from him. I was in pain, thinking of my broken heart and how Henry treated me. For weeks, I couldn't eat. I cried myself every night to sleep. I was ready to do anything to get out of that phone when I thought of Ali, the old man who had given me his number. I still had his number. He was rich and older, and I needed some pampering. Before I knew it, I was calling him, and he remembered me. He asked me why it took so long to call, and came to pick me up that night. Oh my God, the man was loaded. We went to an exclusive club in the city, and all the drinks he ordered were expensive. He saw I was down and asked me why. I told him everything about how my boyfriend cheated on me and broke up with me. That night, he did his best to lift my spirits, and when he dropped me off, he gave me 500,000 naira. He came to pick me up every night since then for 1 month, taking me to different places just to cheer me up. Every single time, he would spend huge sums of money on me and give me even more. I was forgetting all about Henry. Ali wanted me to be his girlfriend, and 3 months after I said yes to him, I found out that he was married. It pained me. I knew continuing to date him was wrong. Even though I enjoyed the money and attention, I just couldn't continue being with him. So I stopped seeing him. He begged and begged, but I couldn't. Then, a couple of weeks after I called it quits, I was curious about his family. I was just sitting in the house bored, so I decided to look them up. Oh my God, I couldn't believe my eyes when I saw the boss of my ex-boyfriend standing next to Ali. She was his wife. The woman who had slept with my boyfriend was the wife of Ali. I was just dumbfounded. I couldn't believe it. I called Ali that same night and asked to meet him. I showed him the picture I had seen of his wife and asked him if she was really his wife. He nodded, and then I told him everything. It was also a cheat like his wife, but I knew most men cheat but don't want their wives to. I told him how she promoted Henry at work, rented a 3-bedroom apartment for him, and bought him a car. I didn't even know the company belonged to Ali and that his wife was just managing it. As I was talking, he just kept nodding and then he left. 2 weeks later, I heard from a mutual friend that my ex, Henry, had lost his job, his house, and his car, and was staying with one of his friends. The way I laughed when I heard the news, and I was back to dating Ali, by the way. I didn't care if he was married anymore. I had blocked Henry's number before, but I unblocked him, and just a few days after he lost everything, he contacted me, acting as if he was checking up on me and saying how much he missed me. I guess he didn't know I knew he had lost everything. He just kept writing long essays, and I wasn't even responding. As he was writing, I changed my profile picture to one of me kissing Ali on the cheek. He didn't write anything for about a minute, and then he typed, "How? How do you know the man in your profile? Did you do this? Why are you with him? What is going on?" The only thing I typed back was, "Ha ha ha ha," and added the laughing emoji before blocking his number again. He tried calling me with different numbers, but whenever I heard his voice, I immediately cut the call and blocked the number too. I don't know whether he was the one who told Ali's wife or if he found out herself, but he called me one day, her voice filled with sadness. She begged me to leave Ali alone. She said she was no longer seeing Henry and that she was sorry for what she did. She begged me to think about their kids and the family I was destroying. I laughed at her too, told her I was not going anywhere, and blocked her number. I'm still with Ali, and I have no intentions of marrying him. This is all for fun. And also, he is very good in bed. My life has improved so much with him in it. Up until today, my ex is still struggling, and I heard he's thinking about moving back home since things are not working out for him. I don't feel sorry for him one bit. I am happy, and that is all I care about. Hey! I don't even know what to say. Hey, mafia people. Now, at the end of the day, Ali's wife and Henry brought this upon themselves. She put her marriage and career at risk by having an affair with Henry. And now she's facing the consequences of her actions. You know, it would have been a different story if she didn't know Henry was with you, but she knew it. And yet, she still went ahead and slept with him anyway. At least when you found out Ali was married, you left. You tried to do the right thing, despite the money and the attention and everything. Henry too, hey! Imagine being with a woman who will rent a single bedroom apartment for you when you have nothing. And then you betray her like this. This is karma at the highest level. They all deserve what they got. But babe, his wife knows about you. And a desperate woman can end up doing anything to hurt you. So if you think you know what you are doing, just take care of yourself, babe. Hey, some of you are strong. Oh. Anyway, if you have any opinions on this story, because obviously she's not asking for advice, if you have any opinions, just write them in the comment section down below. She will be there reading them. And now let's move on to story number 2. Hi V, I got married 3 years ago. After a year or two, I started having serious problems with my wife. We tried to work things out, but unfortunately, she moved out. We have a son, and I sent 600 cedis for his upkeep and pay for his fees as well. My son lives with his mother because he is young and cannot be detached from her right now. In a bizarre way, it seems we both moved on and have not been communicating for almost a year. The child was supposed to report to school in the first week of September, but he was absent for over a week. I was concerned and called his mother to find out what the problem was. I was surprised to be warmly received by her on the phone. This act rekindled some nostalgia. I continued communicating with her and apologized, explaining things to her. I truly love her very much, and she told me that she does not know what the future holds for us. I love her and regret losing her, but I don't know if she feels the same. I have started dating a medical doctor after 1 year of separation, and we have been intimate on a few occasions. Should I consider a new girlfriend or have patience for my wife? Finally, what should I do if I am able to win my wife's heart back after giving her some time? And how should I handle the lady I am dating now? Thank you. I think you should start by considering what truly matters to you and what will bring you the most happiness in the long run. If you truly believe that you and your wife can rebuild your relationship and create a loving environment for your son, it makes sense to focus on that. Communication is key. Keep talking to your wife and be honest about your feelings. Show her that you are committed to make things work and give her time and space to decide if she feels the same way. If she's open to it, you can suggest counseling or therapy to work through your issues together. Now, on the other hand, you need to be fair and honest with a new girlfriend. If your heart is still with your wife, it is not right to lead someone else on. Explain the situation to her and be straightforward about your feelings. It might be painful, but it is better to be truthful now than to cause more hurt later. Now, remember your son's well-being is also a priority. Whatever decisions you make, ensure that it is in the best interest of your child. He needs a stable and loving environment. So just evaluate where your heart truly lies and act with integrity towards both women. Prioritize the happiness and stability of your family and make choices that reflect your true feelings. So yeah, if you have any advice for this sender, just write story number 2 and leave your advice and opinions. It's going to be in the comment section, reading them. And now let's move on to story number 3. I am falling in love with another married man and I am struggling to get out of this situation I find myself in. I met this man, let's call him Memories, about 13 years ago, just around the time I met my own husband, let's call him Reality. Memories had just come out of a breakup with his campus girlfriend and I think was struggling to get over it. He confessed that I had her features and coincidentally shared the same first name. He, on the other hand, had all the features I wanted in a man. But Memories couldn't stop talking about his ex and how lucky he was to find her in me. Memories started making moves to ask me out, but I decided to walk away before that could happen. After all, I had just met Reality. He was also my kind of man and didn't make me feel like a reflection of another woman he loved so dearly. So I told Memories about Reality and encouraged him to fight to get his ex back because I knew she was his world and their breakup had to do with long distance relocation. About a year later, Memories contacted me and told me he had resolved issues with his ex and was planning to settle down with her as soon as possible. I was genuinely happy for them and I also got married to Reality a few months later. Every marriage has its ups and downs and I was navigating through each phase as every couple does. Then fast forward 13 years later, I bumped into Memories in town. We were so happy to meet each other, exchanged contacts, and went our separate ways. We started communicating and realized we live in the same community, just a 5-minute drive away. It started as harmless chit-chats, occasionally checking on each other. Then slowly, we picked up on topics of similar interests like marriage, parenting, work, you name it. In one of our conversations, we talked about how we met, the possibilities of dating, and maybe becoming a couple. This is where things started to become awkward. On another occasion, we decided to meet in person after so long and chat over a drink. Our meeting was brief and we both enjoyed every moment of it. After that meeting, we started missing each other and chatting more often than before. He still tells me how he sees his wife in me and how happy he is to have found me again. He still adores his wife like before, which I find so cute. But I am starting to develop feelings for him and doing everything to avoid him, but I can't. Sometimes I delete his contacts and block him without his knowledge, but a few days later, I begin to miss him uncontrollably. I think of him every day and long to spend time with him. Eventually, I go back online, save his contacts and unblock him, and boom, he reaches out as though he knew I blocked him. I shared my concern about us getting too close, and he assured me that he respects my boundaries as a married woman and will not do anything to ruin our friendship. But I am so in love with him right now, trying hard to hide it, and don't know how long I can keep up with this. I dare not discuss this with Reality because he might get angry and judge me. I have heard of cases of extramarital affairs, but never in my imagination did I think I could fall into such temptation. I haven't done anything physical with Memories yet, and I'm thinking of ways to get him out of my head. It's always easier said than done. I feel possessed and really need deliverance. As anyone been in a similar situation, how did they get out of it? Babe, I want you to take in a deep breath and think clearly about your situation. It is understandable to feel strong feelings for Memories, but babe, acting on these feelings can cause serious problems in your life. This is what I think you should do. First, remind yourself why you married Reality. Why did you marry him? There were reasons why you chose him specifically. Now, I want you to focus on those reasons. Those reasons can help you strengthen your marriage. Try to reconnect with your husband, plan activities together, communicate openly, and work on building a deeper emotional connection. Secondly, I want you to create boundaries with memories. Now, as difficult as it might be, stop contacting him. Delete his contact information permanently and block him for good. Avoid places where you might run into him. Keeping distance will help you move on and clear your mind. Now, thirdly, I want you to distract yourself with healthy activities, like spend more time with your family or friends who support you. You can pick up a new hobby. You can start exercising if you don't already. Keeping busy with positive activities will help reduce the thoughts about memories. Babe, remember everyone can be tempted, but acting on it is a choice. You know this is not fair to reality. Imagine how you would feel if you were to be in your situation. Block memories fast, babe. Block him. Immediately you give in to your feelings, you are going to mess everything up in your life. It might even end up destroying your family. I don't think you would want that. Choose to do the right thing, babe. You have the power to choose what is best for your life. And for those you care about, stay strong and focus on your marriage. You've got this, babe. Now, if you have any advice for the sender, just write story number 3 and leave your advice and opinions. She's going to be in the comment section reading them. Now, say it with me. You are not perfect. I'm not perfect. The senders are not perfect. So please be kind to them in the comment section. Obviously, these issues are worrying them, and that is why they've sent the stories to me in the first place. So please be kind. And remember, your advice and opinions matter. So don't forget to leave them down below. If you've not subscribed to this channel yet, come and join the family, babe. Come, subscribe to this channel and like this video. And don't forget to turn on the notification bell so that when I post, you'll be notified immediately. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. See you next time. Okay, I'm done. Bye.